whatever we're facing now, starting from this post-war crisis up to other issues, are strongly related with our past. That is multi-layered and is complex, but if we won't analyze it, then we will be stuck for a long time. So it is important to understand what we have been through and how the things that are happening nowadays, how these are connected with our past, so that we have better understanding of our future as well, so that we can envision our future rather than just following the stream. Of course, we have to keep in mind that it's not only Soviet Union, but also Russian Empire, Ottoman Empire, and then before that, Persian Empire. And the years of Armenia as an independent country is just 32, like just 3 decades, whereas Armenia as a country that has been colonized is quite a lot. So it's a huge part of the history. And of course, that affected on the mindset of people, specifically Soviet Union. I can bring an example with the Soviet Union, because many people in the society see it as they connect it with the statehood. They see Soviet Armenia as a more or less independent state, where like infrastructures were built, a huge cultural heritage was established during the Soviet times. And yes, they are aware of repressions by Stalin and other governors of the Soviet Union, but because they tend to, and human beings in general, tend to lean on normalization, they would rather prefer the stability that they had in the Soviet times, with all its consequences, rather than independence that is problematic in many ways, also because of war, but not only. So it's hard to promote this discourse, why independence is important, why you cannot think that Soviet times were good just because you had a vacation once a year or education was free, which is good. But I would like to highlight that for a country that does not have a discourse on being colonized and on the importance of decolonization, talking about benefits of colonization is a bit problematic, to say the least. And it has to be clear for the Armenians first and foremost that we have been colonized. It's not a good thing, and it will take a long time to promote this decolonization, but we will get there. In one word, when I think about decolonization, that's decentralization to me. So having freedom and power to make decisions for you and your country without being worried what your so-called allies will think. So you know that you take the full responsibility as well and control on all the decisions that are about your country, that is an independent country, which has connections with neighboring countries and the countries in the region, and that's totally fine. But collaboration and depending on them are two different things. So decolonization is about gaining this freedom and power back to you as an independent country and as a representative of an independent country. I think if you reflect to your past, which is not an easy task, then you firstly understand what you have been through, and then where are you now, how things that are taking place in your country now, how these are related to what you have done or what you have been through in the past. And then you sort of envision and construct your future in a different way, which requires also self-criticism. And that is important, so that when we talk about decolonization, it's not just finding whom to blame, but also thinking about your responsibility and your current responsibility as, in our case, a cultural organization, and what can be done to promote to this discourse on decolonization, and then certain actions for the public, for the general public in Armenia, but also for the foreigners in a way, so that um, so that we avoid these clashes of, oh, you know nothing, and then them being like, oh yeah, but how should I know? Sort of being in more of a dialogue in this regard, rather than just blaming each other and being like, oh, you know nothing, you're such a colonial, you're behaving so colonial. And we do that even with with actors who are our direct colonizers, for example, which is not an easy task.